Hey everyone, happy Tuesday to you. I am back this week for another video. We're going to be creating this beautiful alcohol ink and Bombay ink combo painting. It's going to be really cool. So we're going to be doing the sketch first this week, so stick around to the very end of the video and I will show you what's ahead for next week. We're going to be doing this one in layers and it's so much fun. So let's get started. I do have full online classes. You can find them over there at my website at kellielinart.com, where I have over 2,500 students in 85 different countries and over 24 online classes that have lifetime access. So head over there and check those out. I'm totally looking in the wrong spot. Over there. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I have new videos every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you click that subscribe button and click the little bell and you'll never miss one. So hey guys, I am so sorry I missed you last week. Hopefully we are ready to start painting again. My son found out that he does not have to have surgery, hopefully. As long as everything heals well, he's in a cast and good to go. So we're going to start out this week with just the sketch here for this Lupine alcohol ink and Bombay ink painting. Now this is a very light sketch. I'm using a mechanical pencil here. I'll put the link for you guys as always in my Amazon shop down below, or you can click on the products listed up at the top of the YouTube channel. And I'm very lightly, this is on Yupo paper. This is the heavyweight Yupo paper, and I'm very lightly sketching this in. Because the colors that I'm going to use are going to be quite dark, I am not worried about my pencil lines for this one because it's going to be covered up. So I will put for you the photograph here in the top right corner so you can see what I'm sketching in. So in the past, you guys really enjoy seeing the photographs of what we're doing. And if I have the photograph, and this is something that's not coming from my imagination, I like to put it up there for you. So my mom actually took this photograph of Rangeley Maine. She drove all the way out there. The lupines were absolutely gorgeous. There were fields and fields of them everywhere. It's an amazing sight. It's Western Maine and it's breathtaking. You can even see these on I-95 on the highway too. So I'm just putting my trees in here again, not filling in like all of the details. We're gonna paint most of that in starting next week. And like I said before, make sure you stick around to the very end of the video here so that you can get a little idea or a little peek of what it's gonna entail for next week. Now this is the first time that I've done this with using alcohol ink and Bombay ink, so this is going to be really fun. I was so impressed with the way that they work together, and we'll tell you all about it coming up next week when we go to paint this in. So you guys will have the sketch done this week, and you can work on your sketch and then we'll be ready to go for next week. So you can see here that the lupines have these little, almost like little star type leaves to the bottom of them. So we're going to have just a few of those so they're going to look a little bit more forward in the painting. And now that we've got those little, almost like banana shapes, I guess that's the best way to describe the lupine shape here, we're going to actually use a little bit of masking fluid for this. Now I like to use Winsor Newton masking fluid, and if you're not familiar with what masking fluid is, it's basically just like a rubber material that it's wet and you put down on top of any place that you want to keep white. So we're going to actually paint in the lupine where you see the purple and a little bit of the white highlights throughout some of the grassy area here. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to recommend that you take a brush that you're not real thrilled with. So you don't want to ruin any of your really good brushes. And if you have some Dawn dishwashing liquid, the best thing to do is to take your dry brush and put it in some Dawn dishwashing liquid. Get a little bit on there, not so that it soaks up or suds up, but just a little bit on the brush. Make sure you get up into the bristle area because the masking fluid will absorb up your brush and you don't want to ruin your bristles. You want to make sure you get it all the way up into the very beginning of your bristles. Another thing with your masking fluid, you don't want to shake it The kind that I use has a little bit of a tint on it, so you can see where you put it down on any white paper. I use it for alcohol inks, and I also use it for watercolors. And you can see here I'm just using this little dotting motion to fill in those areas. You don't want to paint them in exactly like that shape. You want to, because if you look at the little petals here, they stick out a little bit. There's a little bit of white space in between here. So you want to make sure that you just don't make it too perfect. It's imperfect is perfect. This is the way nature is, or not exact. And then the very tip of it here is usually a little bit more of a peak, and it will fill in a little bit wider as you come down. So we'll fill this all the way in, and we're going to fill in a little bit of the little white flowers here to the left as well. And we're going to do a little bit of spritzing on here just to give ourselves a little bit of white details throughout, because once you cover up the Yupo paper with ink, you can't get that white space back again. So we're going to fill this all in, and you're going to want to let this dry thoroughly, and it doesn't take very long. If you are in a warm environment, this should be dry for you within about 10 minutes, as long as you're not layering it on here a little bit too thick. Let it dry, and we'll give you the details coming up next week. Now, this was watercolor paper. I wouldn't recommend that you leave this masking fluid on here for a real long period of time, but it does come right off of Yupo paper. So next week, we're going to be filling this in with all of the inks, and we'll show you how to layer the Bombay ink and the alcohol inks together. And I can't wait for you guys to see this. I worked on a little bit more and got some final details in there for you. So stick around, come back next week, next Tuesday, and see more. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.